Hello and welcome back to our channel. We are thrilled to have you join us again. Today, we are going to explore a very intriguing and deeply relevant question. Can family life be a spiritual practice? It's a question that often arises in the minds of those on the spiritual path. Many people believe that true spiritual growth requires withdrawing from the world, retreating to a monastery or a quiet place of solitude to meditate and study. However, Master Yingguang, a respected Buddhist teacher, has long emphasized that family is in fact the best place for spiritual practice. Today, we'll explore why he believes this is true and how we can transform our daily family life into a powerful and meaningful spiritual journey. In modern society, the idea of spiritual practice is often associated with solitude, quiet contemplation, and retreat from the hustle and bustle of daily life. People often imagine that to be truly spiritual, they must renounce worldly attachments and seek a life of quietude, free from distractions. However, Master Yingguang's teachings offer a refreshing and insightful perspective. The best place for spiritual practice is actually within the context of family life. But why is this so? Isn't family life filled with distractions, conflicts, and responsibilities? Isn't it easier to find inner peace when you are alone, away from the chaos of family dynamics? Master Yingguang teaches that family life, with all its challenges, is actually the perfect environment for cultivating inner peace, compassion, and wisdom. Here, we can practice patience, mindfulness, and understanding virtues that are essential for spiritual growth. In other words, family life can become a living temple, a place where we can put into practice all that we learn on our spiritual journey. Let's begin by looking at the fundamental idea behind Master Yingguang's teachings, family as a spiritual path. The concept of family is deeply intertwined with the practice of love and compassion. In Buddhist philosophy, love and compassion are not just abstract ideals, they are the very foundation of spiritual practice. Love for others, especially for family members, requires us to transcend our egos and put the needs of others before our own desires. This is where true spiritual practice begins, in our ability to love selflessly and with deep understanding. When we live in a family, we are constantly interacting with others, our spouse, children, parents, and extended family. These interactions, though often mundane and routine, offer countless opportunities for spiritual growth. The daily challenges of family life, whether it's dealing with disagreements, caring for children, managing household responsibilities, or supporting a spouse, are all opportunities to practice patience, kindness, and generosity. These are not distractions from our spiritual path, they are the very essence of it. Master Yingguang teaches that true spiritual practice is not about retreating from life but engaging fully with it, especially with the people who are closest to us. He often said, the family is the best place for practicing the Buddha's teachings, because it is here that we learn to cultivate virtues such as patience, understanding, and compassion in the most real and meaningful way. In other words, the family is where we are tested in our ability to embody the qualities of a true spiritual practitioner. If we cannot practice patience and compassion with our own family members, how can we expect to embody these virtues in the wider world? Let's explore how we can turn everyday family life into a spiritual practice. One of the key ways to do this is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, paying attention to what is happening without judgment or distraction. It is the opposite of being on autopilot, where we go through the motions of life without truly experiencing or appreciating what is happening around us. In a family setting, mindfulness can be practiced in a number of ways, being fully present when we are talking to a loved one, listening with deep attention when our children speak, or practicing gratitude when we share a meal with our family. Master Yingguang emphasizes the importance of mindfulness in family life, as it helps us to stay grounded and centered even in the midst of chaos. For example, when we are dealing with a difficult situation, such as a disagreement with a family member, mindfulness allows us to pause and reflect before reacting. Instead of responding with anger or frustration, we can choose to respond with patience and understanding. This is the true practice of compassion, not just feeling sorry for others, but actively choosing to respond in ways that promote peace and harmony. Another important aspect of spiritual practice within the family is the cultivation of patience. In family life, we are often faced with situations that test our patience. Our children may misbehave, our spouse may not understand us, or we may feel overwhelmed by household responsibilities. In these moments, it's easy to become frustrated or upset, but Master Yingguang teaches that patience is one of the most important virtues we can cultivate. Patience allows us to approach challenges with a calm and clear mind, rather than reacting impulsively or with anger. Master Yingguang often likened patience to a form of meditation. Just as we meditate to calm our minds, we can practice patience to calm our emotions. When we are patient, we create space in our hearts to respond with love and understanding, even in difficult situations. This doesn't mean we passively accept everything that happens, but rather that we choose to respond from a place of peace, rather than being swept away by our emotions. In addition to mindfulness and patience, another essential quality for spiritual practice in the family is gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of appreciating what we have, instead of focusing on what we don't have. In a family, it's easy to become frustrated with our spouse, children, or even ourselves. We may feel that we are not receiving enough appreciation or recognition for the work we do. However, Master Yingguang teaches that true happiness comes not from seeking recognition, but from recognizing the blessings that are already present in our lives. Gratitude transforms the way we see our family life. When we are grateful for our loved ones, for the roof over our heads, and for the simple pleasures of daily life, we cultivate a deep sense of contentment. This gratitude leads to greater harmony and peace within the family, as we begin to see each person as a gift rather than a burden. By practicing gratitude, we shift our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant in our lives. Finally, one of the most profound aspects of family life as spiritual practice is the opportunity it provides for us to embody the Buddha's teachings on impermanence and non-attachment. In Buddhist philosophy, one of the key teachings is that all things are impermanent. Nothing in life stays the same forever. Everything is constantly changing, including our relationships, our circumstances, and even our own bodies. When we attach ourselves too strongly to things, we create suffering for ourselves, as we fear losing them. However, when we embrace impermanence and learn to let go of our attachments, we experience true freedom. Family life provides the perfect environment for practicing non-attachment. Our loved ones may come and go, our children may grow up and leave the nest, and our circumstances may change. Instead of clinging to these things, Master Yingguang teaches us to embrace them with gratitude, knowing that they are precious but temporary. By practicing non-attachment, we learn to live fully in the present moment, without fear of loss or change. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope that this discussion on how family life can be a powerful spiritual practice has inspired you to see your daily interactions with loved ones as opportunities for growth and transformation. If you have any thoughts or personal experiences on this topic, we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment to support our channel. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.